everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today we are going to be talking about the buddy read for July. So yes, if you noticed, it's no longer July. I think it's like August 7th now, I think. So this video is going up a little later than usual. For the buddy reads, I would probably do a book discussion type video review like the last week of the month or the first week of the month. But I was waiting for my book to come in the mail. So we read in July Dreams of Savannah by Roseanna M. White. Each month we talk about it on our book club chat, and we welcome every one of you to join in and read with us. And some of us do book reviews, some of us just do it in our end of the month wrap-ups, depending on our style and what we like to do. So I tried to do very short, hopefully, book reviews. Try to do no spoilers as well for you all in case you haven't read it. So Roseanna M. White was super nice. Love her. She's so sweet. She sent me this book and she even signed it, which I thought was so sweet. But she sent it to me because I said how much I enjoyed it. And she also sent a coupon code that you can use on her website. So I will link her website down in the description box, and I will put the coupon code in the description box as well as right on the video right here, right now. So you can get 20% off. It's not off of everything. There are exclusions because of shipping costs, unfortunately, for a few of her items. But most everything, she is offering a 20% off coupon for all of my subscribers. So how awesome is that? She is such a sweet lady. That's like the first person who's ever sent me a coupon code to use in my videos. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's get right on into this book. So number one, this cover is gorgeous. Like, that dress is absolutely beautiful. This is about Dahlia and Finn, and this is during the Civil War era. So very different era that we don't usually read a lot about, which I was happy to read something quite different. But he tells her, you know, will she wait for him when he goes off to war? And she said forever. So he goes off to war and he ends up getting injured and pretty much presumed lost and possibly dead. And so she decides she really wants to wait for him. So he doesn't realize that while he's away and he's injured, her dad is trying to get a new marriage arrangement with someone else, and she doesn't want any part of it. She's in love with Finn still. And you see Finn in Cuba. That's where he was rescued from. And he's with a free black man. This is during the slavery times. And so he's with a free black man from England, I believe. And he is a preacher, and, you know, he's in the South. So he kind of grew up with slavery. And so he kind of treats the black man who saved him, Luther, that's his name. He kind of treats Luther a little bit, not mean or anything, but just kind of like down a level from him. But that's how they lived back then. But you see Luther like take that opportunity to read God's word to Finn and show him kindness, even though, you know, Finn grew up in this era. And Finn and Luther's friendship throughout the book was probably my favorite in this entire book, was their friendship and how their faith in God really helped them both to become friends and help both of them out. So Luther is willing to help get him back to his girl Dahlia, and in return he asks Finn to help him find his wife back in Georgia, so that's where they're from, but to go back to Savannah, Georgia, because his wife ended up being sold as a slave, even though she was also free. She just didn't have her papers, and so somebody took her and sold her in Georgia. And so Finn says, yes, I will take you. And so they end up going, and he wants to get back to Dahlia, not realizing that she is going to be possibly getting married soon if he doesn't come home within a certain amount of time. So just his love for Dahlia grows throughout the book, and you realize how much he loves her and wants to get back to her. And when Finn and Luther end up going back to Georgia, Luther ends up having to pretend to be a slave because they have no idea what the reaction is going to be if a free man goes there with Finn. So Luther pretends to be a slave who is mute because he's very intelligent. And so he ends up pretending to be mute. And Finn ends up telling him, this is the only way we're probably going to be able to find your wife. So they end up doing that. They end up traveling back home. I'm trying not to be super spoilery here. I don't think I am, because the historical fiction, there's usually no surprises, but it was very, very good. I really enjoyed it. It is quite historical heavy, so you will see a lot of historical aspects throughout the book. So if you do like historical fiction, this is definitely a good one to try out. I really enjoyed it. And I love how through the book that even though Finn grew up in that era, and so did Dahlia, they both really helped the slaves in that time and on their plantation. And Dahlia was like, honestly, a very, very kind compared to, I'm sure, a lot of people were back then. She was kind to everyone, and the slaves on her plantation and everyone, and she treated them kindly and with kindness. And I love how she helped the slaves on her plantation. And I don't want to spoil anything, so spoiler alert right now. I'll let you know when it's done. Okay, so a slave on her plantation, I believe her name is Selena, and she happens to be found out to be Dahlia's half-sister, and her father ended up not even really falling in love with her mother, but unfortunately that happened. But Selena is her half-sister, and Dahlia takes it to so kindly and with heart, because I think she already loved Selena, and they were already friends growing up in the same house. And so finding out that Selena was her sister, she knew that she needed to get her sister out of that house because her father wasn't doing well. Her mother hated Selena because of that situation with Selena's mom. And so she knew that she had to help Selena escape. And I love that part. I thought it was so good. And yeah. So also the ending where we see Luther find his wife, I thought that was such a great ending to the story. And I kind of knew who his wife was. I think we do see her in the beginning of the book in one of the scenes where Dahlia is at a friend's house. And so Dahlia remembers her from her friend's house and ends up helping them find Luther's wife. And I just really enjoyed that part. And the ending was my favorite, how they ended up all escaping, and Dahlia and Finn end up getting together. All right, so end of the spoilers. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think I gave it a 4.5, almost 5 stars. I think if it wasn't this long, I think it would have been 5 stars, because it was a little long. It could have been probably a good 50 pages shorter, and it probably would have been like enough, because there was a lot of historical scenes in here, but it was really good. This is my second Roseanna M. White book, I believe, so I will be continuing to read hers and see if I enjoy any other ones. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe down below. And don't forget about that coupon code from Roseanna. She was really nice, and I'll put it down in the description box. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.